Hi friends, I'm Pramankur. I'm once again back for a weekend dose, and I'm sure you're all doing great and positive. Today I'm really here for a wonderful and interesting topic. It's all about leadership. Leadership is such a skill which is really an interesting topic for all, whether you are in a society, whether you are a CEO of a company, or whether you are a manager or you're working in any position, you really need to know about leadership. It is a very common quality, but people still lack certain things for which they do not become a good leader. We all actually go through the qualities and we all know how to really become a good leader. But when it comes to exercise the leadership, somewhere we lack. So in this video, I'm going to give you some information, some ideas, which actually is going to be an eye-opener for you. Most of the time when we talk about leadership skill, we always imagine that a good manager is always a good leader. But you should always distinguish these two qualities separately. A good manager is one who actually can just follow certain instructions, who can delegate the work. Leadership is not exactly the same always like a managerial skill. It is one step more. Of course, all good leaders are good managers, but not necessarily that all managers are good leaders. A manager's work is more of a transitional phase. But if you see, a leader's work is more of a transformational phase. Hence, a leader is someone who has more compassion, more humility. A leader is someone who doesn't mind to stay back that extra mile. He doesn't really hesitate to sacrifice. So, a leadership is almost like parenting. Everybody cannot be a good parent. Similarly, everybody cannot be a good leader because everybody cannot do that sacrifice what it takes to be a good leader. So if you're interested, watch the video till the end, and if you're new in my channel, do go and subscribe my channel so that you can always stay notified for such interesting and motivational videos. Hi, I'm Pramankur. I'm once again back for this kind of interesting topic. Welcome you to today's topic of leadership. So as we are talking about leadership, what exactly is the best way to identify a good leader? Many a times we often ask in interview that what kind of leadership you believe in or what is your leadership style. People may utter certain theories and we often think that they are good as a leader. But when it really comes to exercise, we really understand what a good leader is all about. A leader is someone who actually has that vision. A leader is someone who has that wonderful communication. A leader is someone who has that humility, that compassion, the integrity, and that required analytical power. A leader is someone who really does not hesitate to take risk, that calculated risk which can yield more than expectation. A leader is someone who can come with the breakthrough at the needed time. So many times in our life, my friends, we come across situations when we have to bring up the leadership within us. A leadership is a term which is not coined by born, it is practiced. Many times people mistake by thinking that leadership is an inborn quality. It is not really like that. It is an art which has to be nurtured carefully, which has to be conditioned regularly. It's like a muscle of a body which has to be exercised so that it becomes day by day more stronger. We have often come across people who really do not like others to lead the show. That is why we say a good leader always bring up leaders around him. But a bad leader never like a good leader to come around, and that's why he never want others should really lead in his team. And that is why under a strong leader, we always find strong leaders only. And under a weak leader, we'll always find weak leaders or no leaders at all. So it's time for us to understand that what exactly are the qualities which we can bring in our team members and in ourselves, which can really transform us into a visionary leader. A leader is someone who really always try to understand people, who is always not in a hurry to go and put up his conclusion. Time and again we have come across characters who really are busy in ruling and giving the commands. They believe that whatever they say, everybody is going to accept. So at the end of the day, you cannot just become a dictator. At the end of the day, you cannot become the one who is always correct. A leader should have that humility to accept that sometimes he is not correct and others can give the answers around him. A leader is someone who is always picking the last. A leader is the one who actually waits for others to finish. A leader is someone who is a good listener, who has a good ear for others. If you're always aggressive minded, you will miss out the opinion from the others, and who knows, it actually is an indicator that you are really not doing justice to your team. It has been seen that many times people are often talking about that a leader is someone who actually can show us the way. Of course, a leader can show you the way, but a leader is someone who always takes others along on that way so that we can go together a long way. A leader is not alone who walks the walk. He's alone not walking the path. He's walking along with others. For a good leader, a person should have that level of compassion. A leader is someone who knows how to communicate and what to communicate. He has the proper sense of timing. He knows that what exactly can make a difference. And a leader never hesitates if he or she has to give credit to others. Quite often we come across certain people who consider themselves as the so-called leaders in our team, who always are ready to take the credits for all the good things, but whenever there are failures, they really raise their hand in despair, saying that I really do not know, it is your fault because since you do not do it. A good leader is always accountable. So my friends, if you really come across these characters who are really ready to take credits but not actually the accountability, you can clearly understand that they are not the leadership material at all. A good leader is someone who does not hesitate to give credit for the good things, as well as also not hesitate to take the risk or the accountability for even the failures. A leadership is a way of living. A leadership is an art which we have to inculcate with careful conditioning with day by day. A good leader is an asset for the team, the organization, for the society. And that is why the world always look up for the good leaders. I'm telling you a small example. Once, two young gentlemen who were passed out from a B school, they joined the same company. One man, after 5 years, got a promotion and became the senior manager of the company, and another person still in that same position. Once they went to the boss and he asked that how you gave promotion to my friend whereas not me. He said, no problem, I'm also going to give you the same promotion, but let's see, I'm giving you a work. If you can finish it properly, then I might make you a senior manager like your friend. After a few moments, his friend comes into the room. Then the boss takes out two files from his drawer and hands the file to both of them and say that you go to the shipping yard and you see that there is a shipment which has come. There are some old furniture and see that what exactly we can do out of that. After a short while, the first person who is just an executive returns back and says, that boss, I have seen that those are old furnitures which are not usable anymore, and they are very old and I do not find any market for it, and the antique market is also not really doing good, so we don't think we are going to really invest in that shipment. He said, fine, no problem. Time kept on passing. The second friend didn't return. When it was almost the end of closing, in the late evening, the second friend came, but he did not just come, he came with some sweets and a paycheck. He gave the sweets to his boss and his friend, said that please have the sweet. He said that you have come late and you are distributing sweet. We have been waiting all the day for you. The friend smiled and said, boss, I went to the shipping yard and checked the shipment. There were some old furnitures, but I really decided that those furnitures, if you can invest in auction and we can put up in an online portal, then we can find some international customers. These days, international customers have really a taste for antique furnitures. And that's why I tied up with an online company and basically auctioned all the old furnitures. And this is the first installment of the payment which they have given us. The second friend who was all listening to this, by this time he understood that this is something which is really not in him. And that is how his friend has gradually become the senior manager. So this example is an eye-opener for him. So many of us really do not do that extra mile of work. He or she is just doing the transitional work. But how you can transform and how you can use the innovation, how you can take the path, how you can choose a new path and bring the new horizon, that is all about leadership. I'm sure in this video, maybe the small talk which I have shared with you, you will find it interesting. And if you really like this video, please go like, comment and share this video, because it means a lot, so that I can come back with such content again and again for you. And I will meet you once again for such leadership talk and one more weekend dose next time, next week in the same channel. Stay well, stay positive, stay alert.